Here we've got The Walk. I haven't seen this yet. This is the true story of Philippe Petit. He was, in the 1970s, he tight-roped across the World Trade Center. And I heard that the film gave people vertigo, and that's why I'm interested in seeing it. But I'm also interested in seeing it because I've heard good things about it. It's a new film from Robert Zemeckis. Of course, Robert Zemeckis has directed lots of great movies, like Roger Rabbit, Castaway, Flight, Back to the Future. So yes, I'm looking forward to seeing The Walk. It's too bad it did so badly at the box office. Here we've got Sicario, another blind buy. I've heard nothing but good things about this thriller, and it's from director Denis Villeneuve. I hope I said his name right. He also directed Prisoners, and he'll be directing the Blade Runner sequel that's coming out in 2018. It's about an FBI agent who's recruited by a government task force to pursue a drug lord, and I hear that it just gets more and more intense as it progresses. And it's got a very good cast too, like Emily Blunt. She's a great action star. If you've seen Edge of Tomorrow, you know what I mean. Here we've got The Martian. Now, I actually did see this one. I blind bought it, and I finally saw it. This is a great sci-fi film, and it's from director Ridley Scott. You can't go wrong there. Ridley Scott has made so many great sci-fi films, Alien, Blade Runner, and he's also made a lot of other great films as well. I know that there are some films of his that have drawn mixed reactions, but this is a fantastic movie. It's basically Castaway on Mars. It's based on the book of the same name, but what they do with it is so cool, and it's heavy on the science, but in a good way. You can understand it while you're watching it. It doesn't really go over your head. And I'm not going to compare it to other movies like it, such as Interstellar. I wasn't the biggest fan of Interstellar, though I did appreciate what it set out to do. I really loved The Martian, though. It was really, really strong sci-fi in it. And it's bolstered by Matt Damon's performance. And the film has a sense of humor, and infamously it was up for Best Comedy at the Golden Globes, and everyone was like, what? Why? I don't know, it was probably just a way to get it into the race, being a sci-fi movie and all. But yes, definitely check out The Martian. Great, great, great film. Here we've got the Peanuts movie. I haven't seen this one either. This is a blind buy. I've seen parts of it when doing theater checks at work, but not the whole thing. I just like the fact that even though it had to be a CGI movie per, I don't know, the higher-ups mandate, they at least went for a painterly style that resembled Schultz's comics. And the movie, from everything I've heard, is very respectful of the comics, and it's not updated as in modern or edgy. I figured it wouldn't be, because I've been tracking all these movies on my blog and such, and I had heard all these comments saying, no, don't worry, Snoopy's not going to twerk, there's no rapping, there's no modern stuff. It just looks like a very respectful movie of the original, while still being a fun movie on its own. I'm really excited to check this one out when I get the chance. And here we've got The Good Dinosaur. And The Good Dinosaur is different from most of the Pixar films in that it's very small scale, even though it's about dinosaurs. It's kind of a frontier, prairie kind of story, lost in the wilderness tale that just happens to star dinosaurs. It definitely was a little divisive. It was, as is the case with most Pixar films that don't get a near-perfect score like Inside Out or Toy Story 3 or Up or Wall-E does, I am in the loved it camp. I thought The Good Dinosaur had a lot to offer, and it was one of those sort of quiet movies where all the storytelling was there, but it was under the surface, and that it didn't need to, use dialogue, or it didn't need to spell it out or anything. And visually, it's just beautiful. I mean, I have issues with CGI being so hyper-realistic to the point where they should just shoot it in live action and do the dinos in CG, but it is a beautiful film, and I'm not going to, disrespect the Herculean task of making such highly realistic visuals, but I think a lot of people went into The Good Dinosaur expecting something and were disappointed in the end. I took the movie on its own terms. I'm not saying that, your view of it is invalid. What I saw was a very minimalist tale, and it was just about the survival of the main character and how he learns to overcome his fears. It might not be a complicated, dizzying plot, but I don't think it has to be in order to be great. So if you haven't seen it yet, definitely check it out. And go into it expecting something you might not have expected, if that makes any sense. And finally, the big one, Star Wars The Force Awakens. This is the Target exclusive edition that comes in this sort of digibook-like packaging, and it's very nice. There's lots of details and such. Anyways, The Force Awakens is a welcome return to the Star Wars mythos. There is so much to enjoy here. It's definitely structured, and it definitely is tailor-made to be like the original trilogy. It feels like it could have been realized in the 70s and the 80s. It feels like one of the original trilogy films. Visually, it's so pretty to look at. J.J. Abrams did a real good directing job. Oh, and look at that. Lucasfilm puts artwork on their discs. So that's Pixar and Lucasfilm that put artwork on their discs. Now come on, Disney Home Entertainment. Why can't Walt Disney Animation Studios, Walt Disney Pictures, Marvel Studios, everything else, why can't artwork be on their discs? And the cast gives it, all the new characters are great, and the returning faces, wonderful. The story is just really well put together. It's really epic. It brings back what makes Star Wars, and it's just really entertaining on top of that. It definitely, goes for the fans, and it definitely goes for the nostalgic side too, but at the same time, it goes for the new. And I like that it gets both the fans, the longtime fans, and it also, is accessible to new fans. And it's a cool thing that they finally got this off the ground and that Disney was able to make that happen by purchasing Lucasfilm. And I'm really excited to see where they go with the series. Episode 8 is such a long way off, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. But I'm also looking forward to all the little spin-offs too. All the anthology films. Rogue One, which is set before the events of A New Hope. That looks and sounds amazing. Have you seen the teaser? Really good stuff. But yeah, Star Wars is back and in full force. Pun shamelessly intended. So yes, that was my latest Blu-ray update. Thanks for watching. This is IMAX Nation 1980 signing off.